The cold truth about feeling amazing. Have you ever heard about people jumping into ice baths or taking freezing cold showers? Sounds crazy, right? It's called cold water therapy, and while it might not sound too appealing at first, there's a growing amount of science that says it can do amazing things for your body and mind. We're not just talking about a little energy boost either. Think faster recovery from workouts, less pain, and even feeling happier and calmer. In this essay, we're going to dive deep into the science behind cold water therapy. We'll break down how it works, what it can do for you, and how to do it safely. Whether you're an athlete looking for an edge or just someone who wants to feel healthier and happier, this information might just convince you to take the plunge. So what exactly happens to your body when you subject it to a blast of cold water? The first thing you'll notice is that initial shock. Your heart rate and breathing speed up. This is your body's natural fight or flight response kicking in. It thinks you're in danger because, let's face it, cold water can be dangerous if you're not careful. But here's the interesting part. After that initial shock, your body starts to adapt. Blood vessels constrict, which helps reduce inflammation and swelling. Your circulation improves as your body tries to keep your core warm. Think of it like a system reboot for your circulatory system. Athletes have been using ice baths for years, and there's a good reason for it. Cold water therapy can be a game changer when it comes to muscle recovery. Remember that vasoconstriction we talked about? That helps reduce swelling and inflammation in muscles after a tough workout. Think of it like this: when you exercise, you're creating tiny tears in your muscles. That's how they get stronger. But those tears also cause inflammation. Cold water helps minimize that inflammation so your muscles can repair themselves faster, making you less sore the next day. Inflammation isn't always a bad thing. It's actually a natural part of your body's healing process. But chronic inflammation, that's when things get problematic. It's linked to all sorts of health issues, from heart disease to autoimmune disorders. Here's where cold water therapy comes in. By reducing inflammation throughout your body, it can help lower your risk of developing these chronic conditions. It's like hitting the reset button on your inflammatory response. Believe it or not, the benefits of cold water therapy aren't just physical. They extend to your brain too. Remember how cold water shocks your system? Well, that jolt also has a positive effect on your brain chemistry. Cold exposure increases the production of endorphins, those feel-good chemicals that act as natural painkillers and mood elevators. It also boosts norepinephrine, a neurotransmitter that increases alertness and focus. So you're not just feeling good, you're thinking more clearly too. Section 6. Stress Buster. Turning down the heat on anxiety. We live in a world that's constantly switched on, which means many of us are dealing with chronic stress. Over time, this takes a toll on our mental and physical health. Cold water therapy can act like a natural stress reliever. When you immerse yourself in cold water, your body releases endorphins and other hormones that counteract the effects of stress hormones like cortisol. This can lead to a sense of calm and well-being. Some people even find that it helps them manage symptoms of anxiety and depression. Section 7. Risks and precautions. First things first, safety. Before you run off and jump into the nearest icy lake, it's important to understand the risks and take precautions. Cold water therapy isn't for everyone, and it can be dangerous if you don't do it correctly. Start slowly. Begin with short exposures to cold water, 10 to 15 seconds, and gradually increase the time as you get used to it. Never alone. Always have someone with you when you're doing cold water therapy, especially if you're new to it. Medical conditions? Consult with your doctor before trying cold water therapy if you have any underlying health conditions, especially heart problems or high blood pressure. Section 8. Cold water techniques. Dipping your toes in the water. Ready to give cold water therapy a try? There are a few different ways to do it. Cold showers. This is the easiest and most accessible way to start. Simply end your regular shower with 30 to 60 seconds of cold water. Cold baths. Fill your bathtub with cold water and ice and submerge yourself for 5 to 10 minutes. Cryotherapy. This involves exposing your body to extremely cold temperatures, below -100 degrees Celsius, in a specialized chamber for a short period. It's best to start slow and gradually increase the intensity and duration of your cold exposure as your body adapts. Section 9. Conclusion. Take the plunge. Cold water therapy might sound extreme, but the science behind it is clear. From boosting muscle recovery and reducing inflammation to improving mental clarity and reducing stress, the benefits are numerous. If you're looking for a natural way to improve your physical and mental health, cold water therapy is definitely worth considering. Just remember to start slowly, take precautions, and listen to your body. You might be surprised at how amazing you feel after just a few sessions, so are you ready to take the plunge?